Yeah, live. Look, we're live. It is alive. And if you're new to the show, I hope you're not. I hope you are. I hope there's a ton of new people. We actually have two guests today, extra special guests, two. And we're going to give shout outs because they brought some audience with them. Yay! So shout out everybody. Hello, everybody. We're so glad to have you today. I am Jenny. I am, what am I? Who am I?
You keep forgetting every week who you are.
I know. I'm one of the co-hosts with my adorable little co-host here, Jeanette. Yeah, there she is. And we are the hosts of Having Fun with J and J. And we are also the proud creators of the Creative Spirit channel. So you're going to hear more about that. And we just keep growing and doing stuff. So today we are going to do our regular fun show. No holds barred on this. So whatever happens. And so excited.
Whatever happens.
And we are bringing back by popular demand.
Yes.
Jeffrey Beaver of Beaver's Workshop, and there's Wally. He's like our favorite little
mascot. He's our mascot. He's so cute.
Jeffrey is our number one vendor on Creative Spirit Channel. He's killing it, guys. He's wrecking it.
Yeah.
He's number one. If we didn't love him so much, we'd be pea green with envy. Seriously.
I know. And when it's my turn, I'm gonna do the whole introduction. How this is what we've been trying to do. How it works is we help one, and that one helps another. And this is an example of
how that works. Because Jeffrey brought a friend, and this is Brenda Kuhn, and she is from Alabama, and she is Miss Craft Princess, and she has some marvelous, just wonderful things. Are so like I get to go through all their stuff behind the scenes, and it's always wonderful to see what great crafts people we have that we get to present to you. So welcome to the show, Jeanette. She's gonna start her side of it, and then we're gonna get Jeff and Brenda to talk a little bit about what they're up to.
Yes. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Well, if you remember, Jeffrey was our first guest in episode 19. And then, remember, he was just a hobby. And then he came back on episode 25, was it?
Yes.
Was it 25? Yeah. And then he became a business and started flourishing. And we created a craftocious monster. Okay. Because then he took off, and we make jokes and we say he's our stepson because we get him. He's going. Okay. Well, I met him on the platform, just like Jenny. We all come from the same platform called Alignable, right? So what happened was we met Jeffrey. Jeffrey decided to be on the craft. There's a man mowing the lawn. I tell you, anything is possible. I don't know if you hear him, but if you do, just ignore it. Anyway, so we come and we have Jeffrey, and we brought him onto the show. And ever since then, he's been just growing in the Creative Spirit channel. Well, little did I know, I went to one of his Smart Connects, and in one of his Smart Connects, it was mine?
It was my first one. My very first one? Yes.
In the morning.
Thanks, guys.
In the morning. Yeah, that's what he does. He makes these fabulous, gorgeous pins. Okay, so Jeffrey had his first connect, and I wanted to be there for support. Wouldn't you know that Brenda, Miss Craft Princess, went on the connect. And I was like, wow, we got one person. Well, tell me about you. Well, she has her own story that she's going to tell, which I'm not going to say because they always say that they say it better, her passion of what happened. So I'm going to let her tell that story. But in the meantime, this is an example of how you help someone and the person you help then helps someone else, and it becomes a family and a community. And that is what we love that Jeffrey did, that not only that he took our advice, he went ahead and passed his love forward, that one that we gave to him.
Yep.
So with that being said, I'm going to let Jeffrey introduce Brenda, and then Brenda will go ahead and tell her story, and then we'll continue from there. All right, Jeffrey, hit it.
Hit it, bud.
All right. Yeah, Miss Craft Princess. We met in a group and that, and I'm a burly guy, and that, and so at first, I was kind of timid because my mentor was in the room too, and that,
Oh.
so I was sort of let her run, even though it was my show or my Smart Connect, it was all her.
I do that sometimes.
What can I say? I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. It's all right. But while we were talking in the group, I found out she has the same machine that I use as a laser. But she had it for 6 months and wasn't even uncrated yet. So I says, we got to get together and do some one-on-ones and get you making stuff so you can pay for that machine and that. And rest is history. Okay, Brenda.
No, Brenda's your turn now. See, we're getting the different point of views here. Okay.
First of all, thank you, Jeanette and Jenny, for having me on, and Jeffrey for the introduction. I am Brenda Kuhn. I am Miss Craft Princess. I am Miss Craft Princess Designs. I'm a handcrafted stationery and custom gift designer. So I specialize in greeting cards for all occasions. And it was a hobby. And I had a wonderful career. I retired. And the Lord just blessed me to take this hobby and turn it into a business. I wasn't planning to do that, but it's funny how I got started. I was watching a YouTube live video, and a stamp manufacturer whose products I use wanted to start a design team. And so I looked at my husband and said, I think I want to do that. And he says, well, you've got plenty of time on your hands now. So I reached out to her, and she said, what's your social media handles? And I was never on social media. So I wasn't on Facebook. I wasn't on Instagram. So she said, well, let me explain how this works. I need you to get on social media. I need you to get a following, and then you come back and we'll talk. So I had my little cousin get me on Instagram, then get me on Facebook, start posting some of my cards. People start saying, that's really pretty. How can I buy it? I said, I don't sell it, because I'm not thinking start a business. I'm thinking I'm focused, laser focused on this design team. And then one day my husband, Danny, I need to give his name, said, why don't you consider making it a business? And I said, I don't know anything about running a business, but I knew business because I had a career. I was in business. Exactly. And so I prayed about it. The Lord lined everything up. And September 1, Miss Craft Princess Designs will be 5 years old.
So how did you find out about Alignable?
A friend invited me, and I joined. I sort of set up a profile. Didn't do a really good job at it, but I wasn't active on it. And it's just the Lord had me go out there recently and start. I guess I've known Jeffrey and you for a couple of months. Go out there and really start using it and learning it. And the very first Smart Connect that I joined was one that you and Jeffrey were in.
Yeah, and tell your story.
This friendship was forged, right? So
yeah, but tell your story behind that, because on the Connect, you really said a story that touched my heart. How you wasn't gonna get on? You was looking for something. I'll let you tell that part.
So the Smart Connect is at 8 o'clock, okay, in the morning. Okay. Which is a little early for me. And so I wasn't looking for that one. I was just kind of out there, just kind of scrolling. And the Holy Spirit just said, this is the one. And what I love about it is we're crafters, but we're Christians. And in that we get to share our faith and pray for each other. And it's just a beautiful thing.
Uh-huh.
Really
And
is.
then when you said that you were scrolling and you wasn't gonna come into that room, right? You wasn't gonna come into that room, and then you said something made you just go in the room. And you found us, and we clicked immediately. It was like meeting another day. We clicked, okay? And then all of a sudden it became now the meeting place, now. But what I loved is what you said next that really touched my heart, that I had to call Jenny and tell her. And that was that Jeffrey was helping you. He began to help you fix your alignable. He began to tutor you, and then he began to be your mentor in the alignable and fixing your page. And Jeffrey, what made you like to just go out and say, hey, I need your help? I can help you.
Well, I mean, because I want to see that. I want to see her use alignable how it's meant to be used, and to draw people, and basically where they can refer and see that she's professional, and that the things that she makes is real, and and I just want to see them grow.
Right.
Jeffrey didn't want that expensive piece of equipment to be sitting there. And so what we did is he said, we're gonna get together on this date. So your homework assignment is to make some stuff. And I have a couple of things here.
Yeah, I wanted you to do that. Yes.
So my husband is a retired pilot. So I made this airplane for him using that machine.
Cute. Nice biplane.
Yeah, I made that one
too. Yeah, he's not flying anymore, but
yeah. And then since then, so that was for fun. I've been making
I love those.
I saw
leather luggage tags, right? And they've been very popular. Just some beautiful thick
upside
leather.
down. It's upside down. There you go.
Yeah. So I've been making bookmarks because I'm a reader. I absolutely love to read. So I made Danny one and me one. And I love these because these are the kind that clip to a page and then they don't fall off.
Those. Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna sit.
Was Jeffrey the one that told you to put your what in the back?
And Jeffrey told me, be sure, because on all my greeting cards, I put my sticker. So he said, be sure to burn your logo on everything you sell. And now I'm working with some realtors and I'm doing cutting boards.
I like that.
You see that? So
I like that.
That is fascinating. So you've been going to vending events as well as Jeffrey.
Oh yeah, I do a lot of events. Now I'm taking my new products, and then I always take my cards. Like this is a sympathy card.
Oh, that's a beautiful card. There's another one that you do. I want to see that other one.
So you have not seen this one yet. So I have a monthly subscription service, and it goes out about the 15th of every month, and you get a birthday thank you, thinking of you, get well, and sympathy card. So this is going to be one of the cards in that box, and it says pull, because if you got this card, you go, oh, that's cute, but what to do with it? So you pull that tab, and it opens.
Oh.
And in there, this one is a
look, Jenny.
card.
Isn't that cute?
Oh my gosh.
So
That
my
is
September people are going to get this one. They're going to get this sympathy
Isn't that
card,
pretty?
and then they're going to get this yummy birthday card. And I do cards for all occasions. And that's a sympathy card with a
the
church
church.
on it and some hymn music. And this is just an elegant thank you card.
Flip it, turn it just
Uh-huh.
the other way.
Yeah.
It's,
The hand yeah. See how
Yeah, there
it's
you
got a
There
little
you
texture
yeah.
to it.
And this one, I work with realtors on this one, and it's a new
That's
home
adorable.
card. And when you open the door, it says "Yay!" And then, of course, it has an inside. So I just
nice.
love. So my cards aren't just the plain cards that you would get, at a big box store. Like
Uh-huh.
you're not going to walk in and get one of these step cards, right?
Oh wow.
And so and that's what I love. And what I do is I connect people. But I don't just do cards. I have a journal. And so these are on my website, and I'm actually clearancing these out. They've been a really great seller, but I want to move on and do something different. But they're really sweet. Of course, they have journal pages. But if you don't journal and you go, oh, I don't know what to do, then it has a mood
I
page.
love that.
It has scripture in it. It has
Yeah.
a place for prayer requests and answered prayers. And so these are on the home
How
page.
much? Okay, I'm gonna get on those because you mentioned your website.
Mhm.
Tell us your website address.
It is MissCraftPrincessDesigns.com.
Oh, that's easy to remember.
It
Miss
is.
Craft Princess Designs.com.
Designs.com.
Yep.
That's
All
right.
right. I think I'm gonna make a little scrolly in the bottom to tell people about
So,
that.
when we're talking about doing our own business and then helping other people,
Mhm.
sometimes we get really focused on our own business and we get a little tunnel vision.
Mhm.
And actually, when we reach out and we collaborate or we advise, mentor, assist another person, sometimes it brings us another aspect to our own business that adds to our own growth. So you don't ever want to isolate yourself completely and only work with yourself, because what Jeff and Brenda do are kind of, you think, oh my gosh, they're so different, but they're not. They're using the same techniques, they're just using different materials. Their raw materials are different. So,
Yeah.
Jeff can be working with Brenda and see something that she's done and say, wow, I can apply that to what I'm doing, and vice versa, where they may not have had that inspiration had they stayed by themselves. So when we're talking about a community, we're not talking about feeding off of each other. We're talking about feeding each other.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about sharing each other gifts and skills and knowledge. And it's, we're together, we're just by ourselves, it's hard. But when we get together as a group, we're actually much stronger. But we all still have our same identities, right?
Is this right, Brenda? The MissCraftPrincessDesigns.com?
That is correct. That is
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Right.
And Jenny, to your point, Jeffrey and I, like, we will share files sometimes for our machine that we have. Because if I create something, it'll work where he's in Maryland, it'll work there. And if he creates something, it'll work here. So it's not that we're always, trying to come up with our very own, like, we share. And that's what it's about, but that's what I love about the crafters community. They're in our community, they're really grumpy people don't really craft.
They don't.
I always say that. I mean, we're happy people, right? Because we're creating things that bring joy to other people. And so we have to have joy within us.
But see, you're also using your gifts, which is always a joyful thing. When you there's always people that say, I became a lawyer, but then I really wanted to be a painter. And as a lawyer, they're a good lawyer, but they hated it. And so they're miserable every day of their life. They may have made a lot of money, but then when they go back and they paint and they do actually what is inside of them, they're much happier. And I think crafters, it's just going back to what when we started with Jeffrey, and you said the same thing. People are saying, why are you doing this? And you're not a business, because you have a product that people are going to want, need, or desire, right? That's what a business is. So it's not so much, it's how we value ourselves. And your work is your work, and you should be compensated for it. And we shouldn't be embarrassed to say, yeah, look, you could buy this card in Target. It's going to cost you $12, right? So why wouldn't they want to give you the $12? Because your card is better, right? So we need to put the value on our crafters, make sure that they understand that their work is top notch and their stuff is going to sell. And then that you add the sharing with us all talking and just supporting, just knowing that, Brenda, you could call us up and say, okay, I'm pooped, I'm done. Jeffrey's like, okay, the beaver's giving me a hard time. Wally's out of control. What do I
do? Yes. And you see me quiet because we have a lot of comments on there. And they have some that are saying these are all kind of spiritual guidance mentors to be faith, as long as it's strong and feels positive for you. And that came from Catherine, if you see right there. And mentors can be of any kind, faith, as long as it feels positive for you. And that's from Catherine, of course. And she's commenting on the site. So thank you, Catherine, for watching. But she's mentioning that it's true. We all come together as a community when it's true what you said, Jenny. You never know where this can end. We started with an idea. We never thought, we just started with an idea. And that idea then, and if I wouldn't have said yes, it's like a domino effect almost. We wouldn't have said yes, we wouldn't have the YouTube. The YouTube wouldn't have gone. We wouldn't have been discovered on Roku. Roku then wouldn't have been here. We wouldn't have helped Jeffrey, which Jeffrey now is helping. You see how all of that is connected. And then all of us, it's like we're developing this community. And that's where the Creative Spirit was born. So the Creative Spirit channel is a beautiful channel showing exactly which Brenda is going to be part of. And she is marvelous, and I can't wait to have her there. And, we're growing together. And when one makes it, everybody makes it, Now, let's put in perspective. Are we all going to be millionaires?
Who knows?
I don't know. You don't know, with God, God says a phrase, with God, everything is possible. You never know. After this showing, you might get a whole bunch of orders and you're going to have to hire somebody else, Brenda, to get. Yeah. So, and that's all it is, but it's about helping. It's a community. If you are a crafter, don't think that you're alone, because you're not. You're not alone. And we were just talking about this off air, about you're going to have some companies out there telling you, come, I'll make you a millionaire. You're going to get $1 million over there in 6 months. Don't fall for that. That's not true. It doesn't happen. It takes hard work. It takes dedication. It takes a loving spirit. And it just takes a community for you to grow and be. Now, you got some guys, we're not talking about Bill Gates here. He's a multimillionaire. He did it
in a garage.
In a garage.
I brought this up the other night.
Yes.
Yep. I saw this, and whether it's true or not, it's a true picture, I don't know. But Brenda, it was a man sitting at a desk, like in a kind of an old office, like 1970s, 80s office. Nothing there but like a phone and some papers, and the view was overhead. And on the wall, it said Amazon.com, and it was like, okay, this is how things start. You just don't know. When these big companies got started, they were pretty much like us. They, Apple the whole thing. So you may not want to be a bazillionaire. There's a lot that goes with it that's not so nice to be a bazillionaire. But if you can make a living waking up every morning knowing your bills are paid and you're doing something that makes you happy and makes you fulfilled and gives you a purpose, because God has a purpose for each of us, correct?
Amen.
And if we can use our skills and our talents and our being to fulfill that purpose, and it's through, your cards, or Jeff, your pens, you don't know where it's going to go. So like Jeanette and I always say, you really just say yes. You just try it and see. You're going to find things that you're going to go into with your cards. You're going to say, wait, can I do that? Can I try that? What if I do this? And that's what makes crafters so marvelous, because we're all our head. We're making it as Jeffrey's doing his lathe. I'm watching him. I know, dude, you're thinking, how can I tweak this? How can I fix this? So, we just want to, our purpose is to celebrate crafters, to give them support, to provide a safe place for us to all talk about this, make our mistakes, talk about what we know, what we don't know, and to have fun. that's the key. And we're so happy. I'm so happy she's going to be on the show. So,
Oh, she's so funny.
I have a feeling I see
love it.
Jeanette's face. She's got this face going. And you know what that means?
Yep. I am. It's the thinker's face.
It's the face.
I am the face of all these ideas in my head. But I'm not as bad as you, Jenny. You can come up with 1,000,001 ideas, talking on the phone, take us to the planet and back, and then still have some ideas saying, "Oh, I got something else."
And then you have
what, Jeff?
and then you have certain people just run with it.
This is true.
You got.
I love it. I love it when I have an idea and someone says, "I'll take it." I'm like, "You go, dude." I like that.
Yep. And that's always it. So it's about that time. It's about that
Let's hear
time.
it.
Now, this one took me a little bit off because I didn't know what they meant. So I invite people to probably, and I don't pick the pages. The dates come in, and then I say the word of the day. Okay. So the word of the day is the laugh of faith. And I was like, what does that mean? And they talk about Abraham having no faith because when God told them, I'm going to give you a son, and he laughed, saying, a son at my old age? And it happened a couple of years later. And then he laughed. He says, I can't believe it. It happened. So the thing is that I have done that when I'm sometimes I'm laughing and I'm thinking about where we're going in this, and I begin to laugh. And we're wondering, is that the laugh of faith that they're talking about? But then she then changes the topic, and then it brings me to thinking, and she wrote this. And if one probably everybody's wondering, there's this book that I read from. It's called New Day, New You by Joyce Myers. Okay. And she gives every day the word of the day to make you think and to go into a positive day, right? So she says, we spend too much time in our thoughts looking at what is taking place now instead of looking at the finish line. Isn't that the truth? We don't think about the finish line. I think me and Jenny do, though. Think of all the other things that God has done for you. You had to wait for them also. He is faithful. He will do what he promised. You may have to wait for a season, but if you decide to enjoy your trip, it will not seem nearly as long. You may be familiar with the old saying, a watch pot never boils. When you stand and stare at a pot of water, it seems to take forever to come to a boiling point. But if you go about your business and do other things, keeping your eye on the water is taking your mind off the water. It seems to take only a few seconds. Watching your problems is like watching the pot of water. If you want to do your part, then get your mind off your problems. It will be resolved a lot faster if and you will be able to say, I enjoyed the journey.
Yep.
You see?
I can see how you can apply that to your business.
Right. And it is because we're always saying, we're always saying, but we want it now. We have that impatient spirit. We want it now. We want it now. And it's a journey. But the point is that don't look dreadful to your journey, right? We always talk about well, I always tell you, Jenny, let's talk about the future because it's gonna happen. We're already saying when we make it to where we're gonna make it, we're gonna invite everybody on a cruise, and then we're gonna go on the boat and celebrate because we're finally gonna meet each other and enjoy each other's company. And that's the thing. It's a season. When is it gonna happen? We don't know. But you have to enjoy every minute, every day, every moment that you're with that person when you're going through your journey in business. I enjoy Jenny every day. I enjoy Jeffrey every day. I enjoy Brenda every day because this is part what a community is. If you don't think about the future, it will happen. We never thought we were going to be on TV, were we, Jenny? I think if you would have told me 3 months ago, you're going to be on TV, this and that, I would have said, man, stop dreaming. Look what happened. We had no idea. The way God moves you, he's trying to tell you, hey, stop trying to control your situation. Let me handle it. And you'll see.
But
I
also wonder, and I'm going to ask Jeff and Brenda, because I know when I'm writing or whatever I'm doing, I'm creating, when Jeanette's doing her thing, when you're actually in your zone, when you're doing your preparing or your actual manufacturing, creating of your product, isn't your head it's almost like blank? It just kind of, it's like playing an instrument, right? If you thought of every note that you had to play on an instrument, you could play an instrument. You got to let the music go through you, right? So Jeffrey, when you're working your lathe, has it been different for you? Like you have to talk now because you're doing videos. So is it a different experience now that instead of usually you're quiet, right?
Yep.
And you're working by yourself. Now you have to think about it. Has it changed the way? Because I think we do get quiet in ourselves when we're creating, and it's
kind of weird because I let, like when I'm turning shaping the wood or whatever, and I look at the grains and the patterns. I mean, I could have this pin, right? Say I'm gonna use this blank. I'm gonna use this blank for this pin, but look at this. The back, the black and the white, versus green. It just makes it pop more.
So you are, so while you're digesting it, I guess what I'm trying to say is that your creativity is coming through you, and isn't that what the faith does? Isn't
Yes.
that our faith? That you don't actually stop and think, oh, I've got faith today. It's actually part of.
Brenda, what do you think?
Brenda?
Brenda?
Can you hear us? Yeah,
every time I come into my studio, I'm looking at a blank sheet of paper. Can you hear me?
Yep. Yes.
Can you hear me? I hear you.
Okay. Yeah, we see you.
Oh,
I think she's freezing.
No.
Are you there?
Yeah, you're there. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Every time I come in my studio, I'm staring at a blank sheet of paper. But okay, God, what are we doing? What are we doing today? And He gives me the inspiration. And the thoughts just start coming, and then I make, something beautiful.
And it makes you
Mm-hmm.
happy, right? Makes Jeff happy.
It makes
Makes
me
me
happy.
happy.
It makes me very, and the biggest thing, Jenny, is that I know it's going to make somebody else happy,
Yes.
because when I'm making things that are going to, I mean, we're all doing that. We're making things that are going to go out into the world and
Right.
make somebody else.
Right.
And you know
And
what?
when I make,
Go
no,
ahead.
go
I
ahead.
just someone said to me, "Oh, I think I saw your book," and I was like, "You did?" And I didn't know them. Like I didn't know them before, and they
Uh-huh.
said, "Oh, I think I saw your book." So when our products are something someone actually like that we didn't, it's not a relative, it's someone like out there. You're like, "Oh my gosh,"
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep. And I know about the faith because when I created my clocks, like I would never, every time I create the clock, it never really sold. It never came out exactly how I wanted it. But when I got that inspiration and all of a sudden it came out with this gorgeous, I'm like, man, that's good. It would sell. Cause I was like, how, I wait. So now I wait for my inspiration. I don't just make clocks, and now I just wait and get inspired. When I get inspired to do something, it happens, and that's it. So that I know what you're talking about. It just this
I love
blind,
it.
right? The faith of yeah, you know. So yeah, wow, we've gone way over time, but you know
Oh,
what?
that's
It's
okay.
been
Well,
so
we have
good.
4 people, so
Yeah, it makes me
5
like
count Wally.
I know, right? Counting Wally and things like
He's
that.
such a good boy. He just
He is so well
He's so
behaved.
he's so quiet.
Now we're gonna start. Let's go ahead and then shift now to, if you want to talk about the cartoons that we're about to have on our show. Uh, Craftville, is
yes.
coming soon to the Creative Spirit channel, and our the one who started it, it's right there, Jeffrey. And we're gonna go ahead and stay tuned for that. We're gonna have a couple of commercials before the cartoon starts. So I can't wait for that to happen. And Jenny has some other things that maybe she might want to talk about. And so before we
Well,
close
I just want to remind everybody before we go to please go to the Creative Spirit channel.
out,
You can find us on Roku TV or Fire TV. You can
right?
also go to
Website.
www.thecreative, make sure the is in front of it.
Yep, right here. It's under my name.
Got it?
The Creative
thecreativespiritchannel.com.
Channel. Mm-hmm.
Even if you're not, if you're a friend of a vendor, if you're a person that just caught us and you want to know what we're about, you can watch our show via this this website address. So watch our show, subscribe. We're getting people that are interested in just watching our show. Jeff does a great show. He did create our first cartoon. It's going to be Craftville.
Yes.
We're working out the kinks right now.
You know what?
Brenda does some wonderful. Go to her Facebook page to see
Yes.
things. And we have other crafters that are coming on board.
Yes.
We're
And
still small, but we're mighty. We're mighty in our faith, and we're mighty in our deeds, and we're mighty in our crafting skills.
yes.
So,
And the thing is that this is just the beginning. We don't know where the Lord is taking us, but it's gonna be. And I'm just happy that we all can be together doing this. So it all came from the mind of Jenny, so I always gotta give her the props. She's always thinking everybody else, but we never thank her. So thank you for Jenny for just even coming to me and saying, hey, you want to do this? Sure.
yeah, for a while with me.
Yeah, that's what I said. So yeah, so this is the website right here that you can, if you don't have Roku, if you don't have Fire, you can look at it right here, www.thecreativespiritchannel.com, and you can watch live on the computer if you want, or on Roku Live or Fire TV, soon to be in the future Apple. So we'll go
Yes,
Apple.
You can find us on all the YouTube. Brenda, Brenda and Jeff, this will be shown again and again on the channel.
Yes.
And if you're interested in being a vendor, a
Yes.
talent on our show, please do not be shy. Please don't think that you can't do it. We will help you. If you find Jeff Jeff is a great teacher, is very patient. Brenda's here. We have a lot of people that didn't really want to be on TV and didn't want to show their faces, and now they're here. So send us an application. Go to Creative Spirit Channel or Having Fun with J&J. Actually, Having Fun with J&J channel. What is that one? I get so many things.
It's having fun with J&J and A-N-D. So instead of just the and symbol, it's having fun with J&J show
at Gmail. And say, look, I want to be on the show. We are booking. I'm sorry, in February. We're trying to get another show done. I don't know if we will. We are having. Brenda's going to be part of this. Jeff is going to be part of this.
Jeff is already part of it.
October 25th, we are doing Christmas at Halloween. It's going to be an hour show, and we're going to present the products of the vendors that have been on our show. And we're going to do an auction, and the proceeds of the auction is going to go to St. Jude. Yes. So we're doing that. We have a marvelous Christmas show planned. That's in the works.
Oh my gosh, you were teasing. I can't wait.
I know.
Oh, that's so fun. I can't wait.
Don't give it away. Do not give it away. She's busting right now. Brenda, you're going to love it. It's going to be fabulous. Jeff probably already knows, but he's a really good secret keeper, so we're not going to let him know. Wally, keep your yap shut.
Yeah.
No, I don't want Wally out there telling our things. So we're gonna launch your marketing season. Okay.
Yes.
It should have already been started, but October, y'all got to get up and running so you can get those sales in November for December. Okay. Yes. You don't want last minute shipping, 3 days before Christmas and the person not get their gift. Okay. So we're going to work with all our vendors on that. And I think, is that it? Oh, our new show, we've got our new show.
Yes.
So we do our news channel, Craft News.
Yes.
Another half hour of fun and knowledge from us.
Yeah.
And gosh, and you know what? We might sleep sometime this day.
Yeah.
I might catch a few weeks.
Yeah. Anyway, so you're gonna show the commercial for.
Oh, I am.
Spirit. Yeah, and then you're gonna log us out with the end.
Yes. I want to thank you, Brenda. You are an amazing crafter. I love that you wear your crown, girl.
Yes.
I love that. Your stuff is gorgeous. Thank you, Jeff, for always being there.
Yes.
We tease him a lot. He's always in the hen house, but he takes it so well. God bless him.
You got it.
All right, so here we go. This is our commercial. Hopefully,
I'll do the closing end.
Okay, all right.
Get this right. Go ahead.
I gotta do the commercial, then the exit. Then you're gonna.
Right. Yeah.
All right, y'all. See you next week. Bye, Brenda. Thank you. Bye, Jeff.
Yep.